Warlock. Class group mage. Primary ability, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Already I'm seeing difference. The Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a charisma caster. Warlocks quest for knowledge that lies hidden in the fabric of the multiverse. They make pacts with mysterious beings of supernatural power, unlocking magical effects as they pry into the secrets and mysteries of reality. Drawing on the ancient knowledge of beings such as archfey, demons, devils, hags, and alien entities of the far realm, warlocks piece together arcane secrets to bolster their own power in ways that happen to just correspond with the warlock spell list. Warlocks are defined by pacts with otherworldly beings. Most warlocks begin their search for magic power by delving into tomes of forbidden lore, dabbling in invocations meant to attract the power of extraplanar beings, or seeking out places of power where the influence of these beings can be felt. They typically learn their initial spells and boons through bargains with lesser entities or contacting distant planes. Soon enough, they are drawn into a binding pact with a more powerful patron. And sometimes it was that powerful one who was pulling the strings all along. Okay, so that explains. I heard before reading this that they don't get their warlock pact until a later level, because this is
So that's like the explanation for it. Is.
Yeah, they just have a bargain with the local shrine spirit, and it's they have to move on to a demon or something, or else they'd be level locked at level 2 or 3. I guess level 2, right?
Yeah, because they get their pact at level 3.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a weird choice, but the explanation they give is believable enough.
It is, though. It does beg the question, why isn't it just Wizard 1, 2, and you know? But I mean, if it's all packed, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
In contrast to clerics, who are devout servants of the gods they serve. Hello, Irias.
Hello.
Warlocks view their patrons as resources, as a means to the end of achieving magical power. Some warlocks respect, revere, or even love their patrons. Some serve their patrons grudgingly, and some seek to undermine their patrons, even as they wield power their patrons have given them. That's a surefire way to get fucking absolutely butt-fucked.
Yeah, probably.
Once a pact is made, warlocks' thirst for knowledge and power can't be slaked with mere study. No one makes pact with extraplanar patrons without intending to use the power thus gained. Rather, most warlocks spend their day in active pursuit of greater power and deeper knowledge, which typically means some kind of adventure. Alright, so I've noticed another change with the warlock. They appear to be a half or third caster. Not sure which. I think half caster. Yeah,
it's half.
Got cantrips, prepared spells as well. I think that was normal.
I'm expecting some fucking macho class features then.
Is this prepared spells in the same way sorcerers do in this UA thing, where it's actually spells?
It's fake they call it prepared spells, but it's not. It's just known spells. I don't know why they're doing that.
Not a fan.
Okay. Gonna skip over this box because we're probably gonna comment on everything that's in this box anyways. Alright, so they have D8 hit dice, they have wisdom and charisma saves, they've got, I think this is the same skill list, I don't know.
Interesting.
It seems like it.
They have...
Because they can, depending on their subclass, they get to pick their spellcasting modifier, and they can pick intelligence for one of them, but they don't get that saving throw.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's wacky. Got light armor and medium armor from level 1.
Medium armor is new. Yeah.
Hey, was invocations in the table? I guess still. Okay.
So you get one extra one now at max level.
Okay. Yeah.
But okay.
So they also get simple weapons though. So I imagine Pact of Blade will give them martial weapons or some shit.
What about that?
Essentially.
Got arcane focus orb and a sickle. They just have the most bizarre.
It has to be an orb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how Warlock spellcasting works.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a cube, they'd be only a third caster.
I fear the Warlock with 2 orbs.
Mm-hmm.
As he
That
fumbles
guy's
them.
almost a full caster at that point. First level, Pact Boom. You formed a pact with an otherworldly entity that has bestowed magical powers upon you. You always have the Eldritch Blast and Hex spells prepared. You choose one of the following boons: Pact of Blade, Chain, or Tome. Is Eldritch Blast the same?
The spell.
Yes.
Yeah, it calls it a spell, but it could still be a cantrip.
It's still a cantrip.
Okay, it's just now it's like a class feature
spell.
cantrip they get, the same as the sorcerer.
Yeah, it's not like on a spell list.
Yeah, that makes sense, because Warlocks are just
That does make
railroaded
a lot of
into it
sense.
anyways. So,
And
better
it
as
prevents
class
like
feature.
the mage initiate like cheese to just take Eldritch Blast.
True.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yep. So they've got Blade, Chain, and Tome, which is the same as before. Also determine the identity of the entity. Choose its plane of the existence. Wait, what?
You determine the identity of the entity and choose its plane of existence, such as the Feywild, Shadowfell, or an
Yeah, what entity?
I think the
The
initial
otherworldly entity that bestows you magical powers.
Oh, I'm dumb. I tunnel vision on
the
Eldritch
entity.
Blast. Okay. So this is
the
like your
entity
level
Eldritch
1
Blast.
entity,
Yeah.
basically.
Whatever made you a Warlock.
Yeah, your stepping stone entity. Each boon gives you a choice for the spellcasting ability used by your feature and gives you a pact spell. So, Pact of Blade is Wisdom and Charisma, Pact Spell, Pact Weapon. Let me scroll up a sec. Where's the spells? Yeah, it is up
Yeah,
here.
you're in them.
Page like 11 somewhere around
So,
there.
Pact Weapon, Conjuration Cantrip, Warlock, duration 24 hours. Tracing sigils in the air, you conjure a simple or martial melee weapon and create a bond. Or you create a bond with the magic weapon you touch. Must lack the heavy property. And it fails if you touch a magic item that's tuned to someone else. For the duration, the weapon grants you the following benefits. When you attack with the weapon, you can use your spell casting ability modifier for the attack and damage rolls instead of using strength or dex. That was like a Hexblade feature, right?
I don't like how the line of text, if you touch a magic item, makes my brain go like, so what happens if they're fucking slashed by a magic sword?
Well, they have to be coincidentally.
Yeah.
Or you create it. Well, you have to use your action.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't say that it teleports into your hands like a Eldritch Knight, so probably doesn't matter. I don't know. This wasn't in the Blade pack, guys.
Wait,
before,
you
right?
create a bond with a magic weapon. So that means if you find a dope ass magic weapon,
Yeah, you can use
you're
this
not
feature with
proficient
that.
in, you can use that, and then you just get proficiency.
You could do that before with Pact of the
Could
Chain.
you? Okay,
Yeah, or Pact of the Blade.
play Warlock.
Chain.
Yep. You also have Returning Weapon, so it returns to you if you throw it.
Yep, that's fun and new.
Okay. Spell ends early if you cast a spell again or die. When it ends, conjured weapon disappears or the bond severs, but it takes 1 action, so it's basically permanent.
Yep.
Interesting. I always don't know how I feel about having the like intelligence / charisma / wisdom for attack and damage rolls. I mean, there's precedent with like Shillelagh and stuff anyways, but it is kind of the all stats do all things thing, which I was complaining about with Barb.
Yeah.
That being
It's
said,
dumb.
this is a really good feature just speaking mechanically. Like, I imagine if I was a wizard, I could multi-class 1 for the Warlock. I get slightly shittier spell progression, but then I get medium armor and fucking martial weapons.
Wait, is extra attack? They didn't get that before, did they?
Mm-mm.
With packed weapon, so that's new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is that
that's cool. It's on the second column,
second column?
like
do you mean?
under packed weapon.
The spell.
Like the spell description when you were on packed weapon.
Oh, am I-
spell.
Am I retarded? Let's see.
Yes.
The
Oh,
description-
cantrip upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay, when you reach 5th level as a Warlock, you gain the extra attack feature for the conjured magic weapon only. With that feature, you can attack twice the weapon. Okay, they're really putting a lot into the cantrip.
Yep. They are. All the cantrips are. They put a lot into.
I guess we'll just read the other packed cantrips.
Mhm.
It does bother me very slightly. That's this is a cantrip when this is clearly not a cantrip. It's just class
Kind
feature.
of, yeah. They just call it a cantrip, but whatever.
It's breaking the rules of cantrip.
It's as Sean was saying or I think it was Sean or maybe Kyle.
It was me, yeah. They're coding it to be a VTT, so they want things to be easy to code within that system.
Okay.
Because they want to have their own virtual tabletop software. So that's why they're just codifying all of these class features as spells, because it's just easier to have a spell that doesn't affect than have to code an entirely new thing into the system.
Yeah. Just a little wacky, that's all.
It is wacky, but,
Packed familiar. It does make the multi-classing less good, but I guess you could get the extra tax some other way, too, right?
I think you're going to have to scroll up to get the text for Packed Familiar, but...
No,
you say
Packed
it's
Familiar
wacky,
text
but...
starts and ends over here, right?
I don't think so. No, it doesn't.
Oh, no, I'm dumb. I was oh, finally, something that's tiny. It's
nope.
No.
Sorry, buddy.
Packed Familiar.
Time 1 hour.
Casting time 1 hour.
Damn.
Duration instantaneous. So it probably means the familiar is the normal drone that just survives forever.
I think so.
You summon an unearthly entity to serve you. It manifests in the space of your choice. Uses the Packed Familiar stat block. I do like this part where they just have a stat block. That's good. I don't like looking in different books.
I don't like the stat blocks for summoning spells. It makes them all feel the same, and it makes your choice not matter.
Yeah.
But it is simple.
But
I don't have a problem with it for Warlocks familiar, but for regular familiar, every animal you picked had a unique ability. Raven had a mimic thing, and then Owl had dark vision, etc.
That's fair.
And or no, the Owl didn't have. Yeah, that was dark vision. I don't know. It made
dark vision,
especially for summoning spells to conjure elemental or the whatever the druid one, conjure animals or woodland creatures or whatever. There was a lot of different cool things you could pick.
Yeah, but it's clunky. That's the thing. You could just have more spells. Just have tiny stat blocks. Or a optional feature, I think, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you mean. It definitely makes it more varied if you're using Monster Mino stat blocks, but it's there's situations too where you get funneled into using the one type of animal because it's better than the other ones.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, so it uses the Pack Familiar stat block. Whenever you cast a spell, you determine its type: aberration, flump, or knot of tentacles. Kinky.
Just knot of tentacles.
Celestial, owl, raven, or bird. Dragon, pseudo-dragon, or similar to dragonette. Isn't there only the one type of dragonette?
Yeah, I didn't know there were other dragonettes.
You're probably just leaving it open to somebody that you have a tiny little dragon thing.
Mine has
have to be.
dragonfly wings.
Yeah.
Fae, Pixie Sprite, Fiend, Imperquisite, Undead, Shadow, or Floating Skull. I hope it's a floating skull, not just a station.
No, it's
just on the ground. It just rolls around. Yeah. Dude, the
That'd be
Shadow is pretty badass, though.
Yeah.
Having your Shadow be your fucking familiar
it's
and it goes around and stuff. That's awesome.
What was that kid's show where the Shadow was his Shadow was a character?
It sounds familiar, but was it the Jackie Chan's Adventure show?
No. It was
so.
It was a Blue's Clues type.
Oh,
it might have been Blue's Clues.
That's weird.
Or
creepy.
Bear in the House or whatever. He had a shadow that he talked to, and it was a character in the show. But the
that's
shadow
fucked up.
20 years too long ago,
Mm-hmm.
All right. The choice affects the default appearance, is noted in the parentheses, and determines certain traits in the stat block. You can alter the details every time you summon it. Combat, it's an ally and your companions. It obeys you. In combat, it shares your initiative, but takes its turn immediately after yours. On its turn, it takes the dodge action and uses its move to avoid danger unless you use your reaction to command it to attack instead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. That kind of simplifies it very slightly.
Yeah.
Its appearance, if it falls to 0 hit points, if you dismiss it as a bonus action, or if you die. When it disappears, it leaves behind anything it's carrying or wearing. If you cast a spell again, you can decide whether you summon the familiar that disappeared or a different one. Remote viewing as a magic action. They made sure to put that in there. for the zone of anti-magic. You can see what your familiar sees and hear what it hears until the end of your next turn. Already not a fan. This was in the old chain though, so I can't like bitch too hard. And starting at level 5, you can communicate telepathically with your familiar as long as you're on the same plane of existence. Okay, that's whatever.
Additionally, you can speak with your own voice through your familiar.
Yeah,
That's sick. I like
That's
that one.
useful.
Yeah, I like that.
So 10 plus ability modifier for its AC, so starting 13 probably. 5 plus Warlock level.
That's fun.
So
I like that it like scales.
yeah, it scales
you're not,
decently.
You're not throwing around like a 4 HP or like rat at like
Speed
level 12.
40, fly 40, hover. Immune to charm and exhaustion. Dark vision 120. Telepathy 120, only between you and the familiar. Your PB. Can add your proficiency bonus to any ability check or saving throw the familiar makes.
Wait, it's just proficient in all saving throws.
And abilities. So perceptions checks it can do as well. Oh man,
That's
can
weird,
you
but then
imagine?
it has a passive perception that like doesn't scale with that.
Yeah,
That's so weird.
that's true. Because it only applies to active checks.
Huh.
You imagine though being in a situation, I'm gonna have my familiar roll for perception too.
Yeah. It'd be pretty
Well,
shitty.
you can only see. You can't see like both through your eyes and the familiar.
It can see through its own eyes when you're not looking through its eyes. Okay. It's
Yeah,
looking.
but like, how's it gonna warn you of danger? Is it gonna, like-
Telepathy, 120 feet.
Oh, it does have telepathy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
or
don't
it
know.
can just
I mean,
start
I-
squawking a lot or something.
The problem of multiple people rolling checks already exists, and it's an easy
Yeah.
one to counter. So,
Yep.
I don't think that's a big deal.
So it has a spell attack, reach, melee, 5 foot. It's your spell attack modifier, so it is not connected with stats at all. So if you have +5 to hit, it has +5 to hit. Does 2 plus half your warlock level, round up. Determine in a type determined by its species. So don't
So
pick fiend.
Don't pick fiend. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
'cause that's
awful.
poison.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's super
yeah,
cucked.
they should change
They
that.
should have not had dragon. Just had fiend be fire. Even fire is kind of cucked. You'd want to
even
pick
fire's
Fey or undead, probably. Probably Fey. Fey is the most
Or
reliable.
celestial.
They should really say that you
Celestial's
could
a good
choose
one,
to have
too.
it deal like physical damage or that type of damage or something like that. Because like I don't know.
Yeah, that makes
But-
sense.
But
And
it's
then
called Eldritch
invisibility.
Yeah, but that's fucking like it's so like terrible that like you're fucking like it's like if you have a fiend, it's still gonna have like claws. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
pointy
true.
bits.
That's true.
Yeah, magical slashing is like, the best fucking damage type you could have. So
Invisibility. The creature has the invisible condition until the end of its next turn. Now I will bitch. I feel like
What the fuck is that?
the pact, it just means it can be invisible, like, as long as it's not stunned or whatever. I feel like
Or
this is
attacks
like
or
the
something.
worst design fucking class thing. Oh, what the hell did I press? Oh, just more actions.
no, see this is like the problem I have with a lot of these like
Yeah,
stat block
hack to the
summons
chain.
is that they're just not they don't seem thought out much.
Well, here's the thing. It's been a problem since the thing started. You can just have your little fucking dude fly out completely invisible. It's literally levitating, so how are people going to hear it? And just scout out things. That's way better than the rogue. Because if the familiar gets caught, it just dies, and then you can resummon it.
It takes an hour now.
Who gives a fuck?
It's just skill invalidator.
Well,
Well,
but
look,
once
I'm
it
saying,
dies,
like,
you don't
in a
get it the rest
dungeon.
of the dungeon. Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically.
How the fuck is it gonna die? It's invisible.
And flying.
It's
yeah.
but it's also got like fucking 8 HP. So like
True.
all it takes is like
Look,
a fuck
it's
up. and then,
served
like,
its purpose if it fucks up.
Yeah, I guess. But
I'm just saying, like, it feels bad to be like a rogue who's trying to sneak forward when you. Like, if I was a rogue and there's a warlock pack of the chain in my party, I would never scout. It would always be the fucking invisible flying drone's job to scout. Because that just makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, that does make the
It's-
rogue not do their
yeah.
thing.
It's just so vastly superior to anything any, like, a level 3 character could do. Just being flying and invisible. At least in terms of stealth. Maybe the druid has it beat, like the raw druid, not the UA druid. Because if you're a spider or a lizard, you're basically invisible anyways, but like, come on.
Are spiders considered beasts?
Yeah.
We beasties.
They're very tiny beasts, so you just climb on the ceiling. And this is the same technology. You're just like, hope you didn't want to stealth as the rogue, because this fucking drone is expendable, invisible, and flying. The best 3 combination. I'm very disappointed they did not change it. Because they changed it for the druid, and they made it like a fucking level 15 feature for them to be tiny, but then the warlock gets it like level 1. Just doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. This is strange.
Yep. Where's the third pact thing? Was there another one?
It's called Book of Shadows or something like that.
Why wouldn't they call it pact book? That's so retarded.
Because it's not a pact book, it's a Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
That you get from your pact.
So, Book of Shadows, casting time 1 hour, stitching together strands of shadow. You get cantrips and rituals. I think this was the invocation for Pact of the Tome before.
I think so, yeah.
It's like the one you had to pick in order to get 2 first level spells with the ritual tag. Yep, it can be from any list. While it's on your person, you have the chosen spells prepared. The book disappears if you cast it again or die. When you reach 5th level as a warlock, it also enhances other cantrips. You can add your warlock spellcasting ability modifier to the damage rolls of any cantrip cast that doesn't already have that modifier added to its damage roll. So you get like a freebie invocation, basically at level 5.
Well, you get 2 because you get the one that gives you ritual spells and you get the like Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, it's much more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm kind of cool with that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Book of Shadows is always like one of the weaker ones.
It was very weak.
I mean,
remember when I played the fucking Book of Shadows Warlock and your campaign for like 2 sessions?
Yeah.
The ritual casting though, come on.
Yeah, but I didn't
Phantom
have that
Steed.
before.
Just that alone makes the ritual casting the strongest. Tiny Hut.
Phantom Steed
How
is
weak could you be when you can cast like 2
It's a 3rd level
fireballs?
spell. Fireballs.
Like, but you get to pick first level spells that have the ritual tag.
Well, here's the thing. In the invocation, it said you could write in other rituals. It doesn't say that in this one.
You can add other ritual spells to your Book of Shadows. If you find such a spell, you can add it to the book. If the spell's level is equal to or less than half your warlock level, rounded up.
Yeah.
And it's 2 hours and 50 gold. So it's like the wizard rules, but only with rituals.
Hold up. It doesn't say you can actually cast these ritually anymore.
Well, that's because
it's going to be in the invocation.
The warlock gets ritual casting. I'm pretty sure now.
Oh, really? Are you serious? Let me try to find this shit. So spellcasting, chaining your spirit spells.
Oh, maybe they don't.
No, they don't. I'm guessing it's like an invocation
like
again.
An oversight. Well, that or it's just an oversight in this fucking doc because I think there's kind of a lot of like little tiny oversights.
Okay. So, wisdom or charisma, intelligence or charisma, intelligence or wisdom.
Yep.
Still hate Pact of the Blade being wisdom or charisma.
I mean, it's not smart to be in the front, man. That's why it's not intelligent.
It's true. Yeah.
The intelligent warlock sees their D8 hit die and stays away from the Pact
Yeah,
of the
and
Blade.
says,
Well, it's just melee fighter using like mental stats.
Yeah. You mentally guide your blade into the enemy's neck. See, so they get 2 cantrips, they get spell slots. Whenever you gain a warlock level, you get another spell. So it is spells learned. Big old text explaining how spells work. Hopefully we don't miss something by scrolling over.
You get 2 Eldritch Invocations at 2nd level.
Yeah.
And then you get your subclass at 3rd.
And is it the same thing where whenever you gain a level, you can replace it?
Your spell?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the invocation as well.
Oh,
yeah.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, whenever you gain a warlock level. Okay, I think this is the same as
one of the
before.
invocations you replace it with. Okay.
Yep. So that's when the book stuff comes into play at level 5. 3rd level, Warlock subclass. You gain the Fiend Patron or another one of your choice. It's detailed after the Warlock's class description, and other subclasses will appear in future Unearthed Arcana articles. Yep, it's a subclass. Now level 4, they get a feat. It's normal. Level 5, they get another Eldritch Invocation. So that's just their class feature at level 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's to make them feel better for it instead of just being nothing, right?
Yeah.
They'll also get like second level spells at level 5. So they're half
Subclass.
Yeah, but that's not like that exciting. I mean, it's not bad.
Subclass, invocation, feat, invocation, subclass. Okay, so 11th level is the next like unique thing.
And the next time they get a class feature, level 11. Actually based. But not including subclass features.
I would count invocations as class features.
They
Yeah,
absolutely
honestly,
are.
Yeah, they're big.
Chances are, yeah.
I think the old Warlock, I'm double checking right now, it just didn't have class features in those slots or something. Let's see. Yeah, it just didn't have class features, so this is just to feel better about there being no class features.
Basically.
But, you know, they're a caster, so casting spells is basically a class feature too.
Mm-hmm.
So 11th level, contact patron. In the past, you usually contact your patron through intermediaries. Now you can communicate directly. You always have contact of the plane. With this feature, you can cast a spell without expending a slot. To contact your patron, you automatically succeed on the saving throw. Once you cast a spell with this feature, you can't do so again until you finish long rest. So once per day, you can ring your buddy up and get some knowledge.
Okay, smite this fool.
No, it's contact of the plane. You're getting knowledge.
I mean, that too.
I mean, up to DM Fiat, I guess. Be like,
Yeah.
please help me, patron. I'm too weak.
Yeah, maybe it won't be like smite him like right now, but it'll be like smite him like a year from now. Like, hey, this guy's doing some
isn't
shit.
contact other plane? It literally just says you can ask a question, and then they say like yes or no.
Well, I imagine.
Or
Look,
they give you like a. Or
the
they give you,
DM's
like, an
probably.
answer.
Here's what's
Look,
gonna happen.
you got a fucking you got your like your patron on fucking butt dial.
Speed dial, yeah.
Yeah. Just
I imagine like a
up.
DM would let you talk to your patron a little more than yes or no.
yeah.
Especially if you're waiting 11 levels to actually ever meet them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 12th level feats.
I think
Another
you
feat.
probably ought to look at the pact invocations because they're big and they come in at level 9.
Okay, yeah, I will do that once I finish the main features. So their next feature is Hexmaster, which lets you cast Hex without expending a spell slot. It's a very powerful feature. That's why it had to be level 18.
You can always cast without expending a spell
Yeah,
slot.
you can just
That's pretty
infinitely
good, I
cast
guess.
it. Yeah.
And I think that Hex now scales better because Hex didn't scale before, but I'm pretty sure Hex scales now.
Oh, it is in this document.
Yeah,
Bonus action, 90 feet, concentration 1 hour. You place a curse on a creature you can see. Until the spell ends, you can deal an extra d6
Oh, the
damage
damage scales, yeah.
You can deal this extra damage only once per turn. You can choose one of 6 abilities, and they have disadvantage on ability checks. If the target has 0 hit points, you can use a bonus action to move it. And then, if you cast a spell using a skill set of 3rd or 4th level, you can maintain your concentration spell for up to 8 hours, and extra damage increases to 2d6.
Yep. That's good.
So-
That
and then
scales. I think.
But it scales with the level of spell slot you use. So this
Yeah,
feature
so
is just giving you
you
the
only get-
base
I mean, it's an extra d6, but
for free.
just free.
You just do it every turn, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure there would be people who would argue, no, I could cast it at 5th level without expending the slots. Though I'm pretty sure there's like a rule somewhere that's like, whenever you can cast a spell for free, it's at the lowest spot.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't specify, because you're not spending a spell slot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it specifically says when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd or 4th level, which you're not doing, so.
True.
Yeah.
You would just get the regular 1st level version. But still, it's
D6
free
is
damage.
nice.
It is free damage.
Well, it's not really free damage because it prevents you from using the higher level hex, and it still
but
requires
I'm saying if you
concentration.
don't have spell slots or you don't want to use your spell slots on these like weak enemies when you know a boss fight's coming up, you can just use this on everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's no downside to it.
Correct.
If you lose
Other than a
concentration on it,
bonus
like, who
action.
cares? Yeah.
It's true. All right, let's see. So now we can look at the invocations. So Agonizing Blast is the same. Armor of Shadows, same.
The same.
Second step, 9th
The
level or
same.
higher. You can at will cast Levitate on yourself. I think it used to be once per day, maybe not. I mean, at will vertical
Yeah.
flight is pretty damn good.
It's
No, it was always that way, Will.
Yeah,
okay.
that's pretty good.
Makes sense, especially for 9th level.
Yeah, like if you ever encounter a wall, it can levitate up, which is nice. Basically, it's the death of like
At this point,
terrain puzzles.
you're like a mind flayer or something, just levitating at will all the time.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Beach speech. Think that's the same. Speak with animals. That spinning slot.
Mhm.
It's pretty good as well, depending on DM and stuff. Devil Sight, also good. This is like the thing
Same.
that people do. They try to go for the Devil Sight cheese. It's just nice to have.
Devil Sight with darkness.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a fun one.
It's good. It's really good.
Oh yeah, I know.
Well, the best part is that you see it normally in darkness, in my opinion. That's the best part. It's not dark vision you see normally.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
even
true.
better.
Yep.
There's no disadvantage on perception
Nope.
checks.
Correct. That's really nice.
It's very nice.
Eldritch Sights, Tech Magic without expending a slot.
Always a fun one.
It is a fun one. Eldritch Spear is the same. Eyes of the Rune Keeper. Can read all writing, but not secret messages.
They had to add that a little bit.
Yeah.
Just so
Too many fucking power game and munchkins
Yeah.
are like, I can read everything, even secret
Yeah.
text.
dude, 5e. I don't know what it is about the 5e community because I don't
They
see
just like
this.
being little bastards.
I don't
yeah.
see this in other RPGs, but it's always like, yeah, they take the most fucking lawyer approach where they're like, well, technically, like this should allow me to just automatically know the code. It's like, well, obviously the person who wrote this ability like intended it to just be you can read any language, and then people are like, well, they didn't write it down, so actually I can do anything.
Yeah,
if they didn't write
I
it, they
don't
have to codify everything, and it's like, no, that's what the DM is for. So like, shut up.
Yeah.
It's because it's the new player friendly thingy. It drew
Yeah,
more
yeah, so you
people,
got all
so
the
there's
fucking
more
idiots.
assholes.
This
It's
is
so
true.
annoying.
Right? Favor of the Chainmaster.
Ooh,
That sounds kinky as well.
it does.
Your bond
Yeah,
with your
dude,
familiar.
I'm the chain master.
Yeah. Bond with your familiar grows more powerful than a permanent invisible scouting drone. Let's see. So whenever it hits with its Eldritch Strike, target experiences the following effect. So aberration, slowing slime, speed reduced by 15 feet, and it can't dash or disengage. This part actually,
That's really good.
yeah,
That's
good.
really good. That's crazy.
I believe that was acid damage, so hopefully it's going to balance out with the effects.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep. Celestial
Well, let's look
Guiding
at-
Light. The next attack roll against target for your next turn has advantage, and if the target has the invisible condition, the condition is suppressed for
It's
that turn.
it's just a guiding bolt all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it uses your reaction, but as a warlock, you're not really.
Not
I mean,
doing tons of reaction.
yeah.
Hey, you have shield now.
Yeah, you have shield now, so
And then
it
when
is
it's familiar hits
bad
the Eldritch Strike, the target experiences the following. Wait, what do you mean it uses your reaction?
To tell
to tell it to attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to use your reaction.
Immediately after your
Oh.
turn, it goes familiar, and you can reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Nair.
Familiar. Yeah.
We
Okay,
talked
so
about
it's-
this in the Sorcerer playlist episode. They removed the spell list feature and just have like all wizards, warlocks, sorcerers using the same spell list. So
Oh,
that's why
what?
warlock
No.
has shield. Yeah, I know it's completely dumb.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. I really
Yeah,
like
bad feature.
individual class spell lists.
So yeah, that's why this isn't like an auto use. That being said, the guiding light is pretty powerful. Probably more powerful
good,
than the
yeah.
slowing, since like, in my opinion, most of the time like people are stuck in there, and it's only at the end of combat that people try to run.
Dude, the fucking next one.
Draconic Might. If the target is medium or smaller, it becomes
It's just
prone.
auto prone.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
just
fucked
whack
up.
your ass.
That's
You do
better
have to
than
be ninth
guiding
level.
lights.
You have to be 9th level for these.
You have to be 9th level. You have to use your reaction to make your familiar attack. They have to.
No, that's
land their
really
attack.
fucking good.
I mean, it is still really good. I'm just saying.
It's
that this isn't,
advantage
like,
on
no,
all
like,
attacks.
Second level person is gonna take this and then be like a fucking menace.
I'm just saying that's advantage on all
Bro,
melee
it's already
attacks.
fire damage.
This is true.
Fey Begotten
Fey,
Instinct.
yeah.
The target has the charm condition until the end of your next turn, and perceives both you and the familiar as the charmer. This I have no idea how powerful this is. The charm condition's
It
weird,
just means they won't attack you, and they'll
Yeah.
consider you as
Yeah.
a close friend.
but they'll still
whatever
fight
that
your
means.
buddies. Yeah.
Yeah, unless
I
you,
guess
unless
that's
you like
useful.
beg them to stop, then maybe they
Yeah.
won't.
God, I could see like some bullshit where you hit them and attempt to persuade something.
Well, you can't do that when it's not on your turn.
true.
There's
Indeed.
the rub.
End of your next turn, man.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
And I'm pretty sure Charmed gives you advantage on persuasion checks, if I'm correct.
Though then it
So you
asks the
could-
question of what can you persuade someone to do? Because charm is kind of like weird and weak in 5e, but
Yeah,
also
it's very much a DM fiat thing. But
Yeah.
if you could make the argument that since the charm condition makes them view you as a close friend, you could beg them to please stop hurting my friends. And as long as your friends stop hitting them, that could work.
Okay, what if you're like fighting some fucking big evil boss dude, right? And it's just like, it's a
And you have
single
a
enemy,
history,
and it's
yeah.
auto fucking charm, and yeah.
oh, and it just can't attack you. Yeah. Well, you have to hit it. I imagine it'll have a big AC, but yeah, that is a true statement. Or if you're fighting an ogre, like the party's ambushed by 4 ogres at level 9, four
ogre.
hill giants, then that works. It goes and it kills your buddy instead. Just nice.
I don't know. The charm condition that's not dependent on a wisdom saving throw is weird to me.
It is. Definitely is weird. Probably a lot of creatures are immune to charm, so that is
Yes.
something to consider. Like the prone one, I think. No, prone has the medium or smaller limitation, which also like medium-sized creatures appear less as you level up.
Yeah.
Though I think it's still the strongest.
Oh, not necessarily. There's a lot of medium creatures of different.
Yeah,
CR.
but there's a lot of large creatures.
True.
Fiend, Unearthly Toxin, it continues to be the worst one. Target is poisonous until the end of your next turn.
Oh my god, that's so bad. Just don't pick
I mean-
Fiend. You just can't pick Fiend.
Here's the thing, it's
Poison
really
damage.
good when it works.
Yeah.
It's just, there's the problem. Undead, Whispers of the Grave. Oh no, the Undead's trying to compete with the Fiend for the worst one. Target has Frightened until the end of your next turn, and you choose whether it's frightened of you or the familiar. You don't get both with the Undead, unlike the Fae.
What?
So that's also, like, that's as good as the Poison, but it's got the same issue as the Poison, where many creatures are immune to Frighten as levels
Gonna
go
have-
higher.
Every single fucking warlock running around with a little dragon.
Yeah, and the dragon just, like, does a Sonic the Hedgehog,
Dude, this
like, spin.
pisses me off
Yeah,
because
bonk.
Fiends are like my favorite one. Like I just think Fiends are cool.
Now you're
and then they just
railroaded
suck.
to the dragon. Having a lame
Well,
old
technically,
dragon
this is
pact.
level 1, so you could just like,
I would have gone for the fucking skull, and they're horrible too.
dude, the shadow's fucking awesome though.
The skull bites you. You are afraid of the skull.
Like,
Oh, speaking of Shadow, it was Bear in the Big Blue House, by the way.
okay.
I don't remember this.
That's kinda creepy.
I watched that when I was a kid. I don't remember the shadow.
There's a talking shadow.
It sounds
It's
horrifying.
like a shadow of a puppet.
That's even worse.
I sent a video in the chat you can watch later. It's
Okay.
not as creepy as it sounds, but it's a little creepy.
Sounds like
Dude, I
Five
watched
Nights at
Courage, and
Freddy's
that shit scared me.
Well, Courage is meant to scare the bejesus out of
Courage
kids.
is a horrifying show.
So Fiendish Vigor, I think this is the same as before. So you just sit there jerking yourself with the false life until you get the maximum amount.
Oh,
Gaze
Yeah, it just-
two minds.
you just keep recasting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kinda
Bonus
goofy.
action, touch a humanoid, willing humanoid, perceive through its senses until the end of your next turn, and you can keep it up as a bonus action.
Okay, another goofy.
Yep.
Oh, you're skipping over the best part while perceiving through the other creation. Yeah, you can cast spells if you were in that space.
What? That's ridiculous. You don't even have to be present. Because you could just Eldritch
how far
Blast.
can they? Well, yeah, but how far can they fucking get in the turn? Because you have to touch them to do
You
it.
use
And
your
then you
bonus
can use
action
your
on
bonus action to
subsequent.
extend.
Yeah.
Oh
maintain the
shit!
connection.
Okay.
As long
So,
as you're on
yeah.
the same plane of existence.
So
You
yeah,
could
you
just
just have
fucking-
old man Warlock sitting in his chair. He fucking touches you, the fighter, or probably the archer. It's like, do not let people get next to you. I will help you from here. Then the party goes, and the archer's just shooting Eldritch blasts out of his fucking elbows.
Yeah.
A
That's kinda
player
sick.
could
I like
participate through a whole campaign while their
Yeah.
true body
Well, okay,
rests in a
keep in
hermit
mind-
cave.
Keep in mind, the second you get distracted for 6 seconds, or like you have to like eat or like fall asleep or something, like this.
Yeah, no, the person has to touch base with you once every 24 hours, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
pretty
even
cool.
less than that, because like, do you want to stay awake for 24 hours constantly
Yeah.
thinking about this?
Look, there's an 8-hour downtime. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
The other 16 hours, they just meet you in the morning, you tap them on the shoulder. Now you can
Get back in their sport, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, this would be I think this is useful in the situation that I talked about with the rogue, like scouting up ahead. You know,
Yeah.
that's actually extremely powerful. It's just the chain pact completely invalidates it. So, but
Well,
I mean,
perceived through the creature's senses, you benefit from any special senses, and you can cast spells if you were in. So does that mean the creature gets to still take their action?
Yeah, I
and then on
imagine.
your action, you can cast a spell through them?
yes, that's what I think.
As if you were in your space, or
So the
other
rogue is
creature's.
hiding. They get caught. You cast fireball through them.
And that would mean that the rogue or whoever you have touched, they're not doing the like somatic and verbal components.
Correct.
So this is
Yeah.
like undetectable, uncounterspellable. Like it's like
Yeah.
a subtle spell, basically.
Dude, just grab a raging barbarian.
Okay, wait. The warlock's just the drone class. He just sends drones to do everything for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Much like his patron.
thematically appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this more now.
Yeah, I feel like it's extremely powerful, but it
It's very
also
powerful.
could
But it
be
also,
like not
you gotta
used.
like, yeah, you gotta
You
do
have to
silly
like
stuff.
really plan around it though to
Yeah.
make it. Powerful.
Yeah, because otherwise it's probably actually superior to have the warlock physically present because that spreads damage a bit.
Yes.
So it's not like super duper OP, but it's like it's one of those features where it feels like it's breaking the rules of Magic, which is dumb, but whatever.
I think it's fun.
It is fun. Yeah, I would probably have fun. Like if I was the monk or rogue and I had that going, that'd be neat. Gift the Protectors, Pact the Tome. A new page appears in your shadows when you conjure it. With your permission, a creature can use its action to write its name on the page, which can contain a number of names equal to your proficiency bonus. When any creature whose name is on the page is reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, creature drops to 1 hit point instead. Once the magic is triggered, no creature can benefit from it until you finish Long Rest.
So obviously this one is stupid as fuck. You're 9th level and most creatures have multi-attack.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, it might come in useful. So can you write your own name?
Yes.
Then that's who's getting it. No, it's up to your PB, so like 3 out of 4 people in the party.
Yep.
Well, it's at 9th level, so you have a +4. So yeah, you and
everyone in the
3
party.
others.
Whoever
You
goes
and 3
down
of your
first
closest
drops to
friends,
1
yeah.
hit points.
Yeah.
Hexer, when you cast Hex, its range is 600 feet, and you have advantage on any Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on the spell.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's not that good.
I mean,
but
if you use
it's
Hex all
like-
the time,
Yeah, if you use Hex all the time.
and Hex is
Advantage on the
buffed, so it
con save.
scales.
Advantage on the con save is nice, but you can also just take Warcaster and get that plus more.
Yeah,
and like
if
save an
Warcaster's
invocation.
still in the game.
If Warcaster's still in the game, true. Range
if it's
600
not-
feet does not seem that useful.
It's kind of useful.
unless-
you get
unless
Eldritch
you have a
Spear,
Spyglass.
you get Agonizing Blast, and you get Hexer. You become the Sniper Warlock.
There's
nice.
scarcely scenarios where you're 300 feet away from a target you can see.
That's because your brain's not big enough. You could be engineering these things. You just get like some binoculars, you know, take some levels in barbs so you can see up to 1,000 feet.
Look, we go into dungeons. We don't build them, you know.
Lessons of the first ones. You receive knowledge from Elder Entity of the Multiverse, allowing you to gain 1 feat of your choice, such as Skilled, that's available to first level characters and lacks prerequisites.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
You
that
can
seems
just
like,
feat- you can just feat stack.
yeah, it feels like an auto take.
There is a surprising amount of feats that are not first level characters and
That don't have prerequisites.
yeah, that don't have prerequisites.
I haven't looked at the 1D&D.
I
feats.
did when I was fucking around converting my Warlock to the playtest Warlock. Yeah, there's not. I don't remember what they all were, but there isn't as many as you think there is.
Either way, skilled alone is like pretty good.
Skilled is good.
What does
Yeah.
it do again? Is it the same
You
one as
get-
before?
The OG one, assuming it wasn't changed, you get proficiency in a skill, and then you get expertise in a skill you're proficient in.
Okay.
And then I think it's a half feat too. I think you get a +1.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Normally I will bitch about the skill proficiencies thing, but this at least makes sense to me. You know? Like, you get knowledge and power from your patron, so that's fine.
Yep. Yeah, makes sense.
Depending on what the feats are, this feels like it could be an auto take. I'd have to look at the list. Life Drinker.
Okay,
9th level Warlock or higher, Pact of the Blade. When you hit a creature with the weapon of your Pact weapon spell, the creature takes an extra 1d6 necrotic damage. In addition, the first time you deal necrotic damage with this invocation, you regain a number of hit points equal to the damage dealt.
So you can stack that with Hex.
Yes.
And just deal 2d6, but you're only healing from one of those d6s.
Yep.
Yeah,
Why are you playing anything other than Pact of the Chain?
Because you like swords.
Because you like swords. And you like books.
I'm a book guy. When I made a Warlock, he was a book guy.
I'm just making a comment on the balance. Like, fucking Pact of the Chain is so much better.
Got the drone. Well, I mean, you could.
It's good for... it's good for droning.
The gaze
but,
of the
like,
two
if you want
minds
to be a fighter.
is pretty close to the drone, kind of. If you have a really good rogue, right?
You could have both, though.
That is true. You could just have both.
I mean, if you want to be like a damagey Warlock, I feel like...
I think Life Drinker's okay. I think it's better than the
think it's
Gift of the
pretty
Protectors, because you're getting it
I
like
also do, yeah.
Yeah.
once a turn you heal 1d6 every
See, that's
turn.
the thing, is that the gift of, like, every single one of these subclasses has, like, a 9th level, like, invocation, and the tome is the weakest
That's
one
the
for
worst
some reason.
one.
By far,
Yeah.
yeah. It doesn't say you can do rituals, so you just can't. They never get them.
Yeah. Well,
You're
I think
bad,
that's
man.
But, you know.
Well,
it
see,
didn't
now you're doing the thing that I hate all of the 5e people do.
That's true. But, like, this is playtest material. If this was a published thing and they didn't put it in there, then I'd be like, all right, well, that's weird. But, like,
Yeah, no more rituals for the Warlock.
yeah.
I don't know. Life Drinker seems pretty good. It is annoying,
good.
though, if you are using Hex with this, because then you have to declare, okay, this die is my Life Drinker die, and then this
Yeah.
is my Hex die. Like, you have to keep them
Yes.
separate.
Yep.
It's not that bad. but
That's
yeah,
fine.
it's-
No, it's just kind of like, it's just a little, like,
Yeah,
quality
just
of life thing
fucking
that's annoying.
Roll a 2d6 and heal for one of them.
Yeah. Pick one. Flip a
Wow.
coin.
No,
Yeah.
but picking one makes it stronger than it's supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
Always take the first.
Yeah, that
Yeah, there
works.
you go.
I will say, because of the power creep of the marshals, I don't know how much I'd want to be a melee Warlock. I mean, you get shield, but, still.
But you
Ah,
don't get mastery.
Well, yeah, you'd have to take the feat,
Take the feat.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Does
then-
the feat have prerequisites?
4th level.
So you can't take that as part of an invocation. You'd have to take it as a feat.
Yeah. So
What you do is you take Devil's Sight and cast Darkness and sword people.
yeah, there we go. Just fuck your team. Everyone else can't see, but I've got advantage.
Yes. Correct.
This mask of many faces is the same one. I don't like this feature. I think it's too powerful.
It's pretty powerful.
It's way
Wait,
too
really?
powerful. Because you can just commit crimes and you get away with it.
Well, yeah, but if you're
Infinite
playing D&D,
crimes.
you're not like you're probably not just a guy who's committing crimes all the time. You're probably going in dungeons, you know?
Well, if you're going in dungeons, it's not useful. I'm just saying, like, being completely undetectable because you're changing your face every hour on the hour. That's
You could do it quicker
super.
than that. You could change your fucking face every 6 seconds.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to, but then people would probably notice that.
People would see you changing
Yeah.
faces.
Well,
yeah.
I'm just saying, you could, like, freak somebody out. I don't know.
But I
Yeah.
mean, this is like assuming
party
you're
trick.
in like a high fantasy universe where like there's plenty of ways to like counter that.
There's not plenty of ways to counter that.
I'm
Most people don't have
scrying.
class
If you
levels.
scry on
Can
Nathaniel
you?
and then it shows me some other guy, I know it's Nathaniel that's disguising himself as that guy.
It takes work. You have to learn multiple aliases, and then you can fucking finally nail them.
Can you scry someone who you don't know you don't know them actually?
If
like-
you know of them.
Well, I mean, you know of alias number 57. Does that mean you can scry on them?
Yeah, they just
Only when
The
their
wisdom.
alias number 57.
if you that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. If you
I think it's just fair. It's just only when they're using that alias.
if
possibly.
they're using a different if they're pretending to be someone else and that's the one you know. Maybe
Yeah, then you don't know them.
We just need fucking magic, please, man.
Yeah. Look, I remember saying, like, oh, there should be someone ritually casting detect magic in the courtroom. And you guys were like, there's no way people have detect magic in the courtrooms. Not every
Dude,
courtroom.
of course. What do you
No,
mean?
I didn't say that. I just said not every courtroom would have it.
Yeah. So if not every courtroom has it, I think it's a stretch to be like this guy who can change his face every second if he wanted
Dude,
to.
every courtroom in a town with a court wizard.
With a court, yeah, I'm like if it's like a small ass village or something, or like some.
They don't have
you
a
know,
courtroom. They have like a
trading
lynching
hub
stand.
on this. Yeah, exactly.
dude.
But if you're in like a big city or something, then yeah, they would have a court wizard and detect magic and
Just
all
have a
sorts of
court
things.
person with ritual caster.
Basically.
Don't even have to be. a wizard.
Scrying just says you a particular creature you choose. So if it's like, oh, the guy that was in here earlier that stole my rubies, you
Can
just
you-
think of him.
But what if you've never seen the creature? Then.
It doesn't matter.
So you see
It's just
your
a creature you
fucking
choose.
car keys are gone, and you say, "I scry on the person who took my car keys," and you can find.
Well,
them.
you would need to have heard of them at least.
Well, if
So
you've
if your-
heard
if
of their
your car keys are
alias, then you
gone-
haven't heard of them, right?
Well, but now we're getting into the concept of like true names, which like doesn't.
Yeah. How do you know something, right?
Yeah. Like, oh, well, that's just the name that his like mom gave him when he was born, but he prefers to go
cool.
by his middle name. So which one to scry? We're like, it's just as if you know of them.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
just
of an
saying.
alias, but it's still the same creature.
It's
just the
very
reasons,
powerful
right?
to be able to change your face at will all the
No,
time.
it
Not
is.
just your face, your entire like body and outfit. It just allows for so much antics. It's like infinite magic. It's one of those things. I don't know.
There's like modifiers to scrying, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't like,
Look,
if you've
if
never
someone
met them,
has
they get
to
a plus
be-
5.
If someone has to be fucking level 14 to find you, that is a ludicrously powerful feature. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Level 9. Level 9.
Yeah, level 9. That's still 99% of people. Probably like 99.999% of people are not level 9.
Well, you're making an assumption, but yeah, I get what you're saying. This is a second level thing you can get.
Yep.
There are other ways around it. I was just using scrying as an example, but I do not doubt that it's really powerful. I just think in the context of adventures that go in dungeons, it's not game breaking.
Yeah, and there's a lot of situations where it's completely useless. In the situation where you're in a town, it's like infinite mischief you can do. Unless it's like a super high magic town that's got magic security systems and crazy shit. It's just a lot. I always thought it was like a problematic spell. Not as problematic as the fucking Pack to the Chain invisible scouting drone. Not by like a long shot, but I was just saying it since we were reading through Mask of Many Faces. Misty Visions, pretty good one. It's infinite magic, but it's also like a very limited spell.
Yeah.
Mystic Arcanum.
Big one.
Mr. Arcanum is a very big one.
Your explorations, the arcane have unlocked magic within you. Choose one spell from the arcane list that has a level for which you qualify as shown on the table.
So it's full caster levels.
Okay, it's like the Mystic Arcanum in the other Warlock, it seems like. So you can cast chosen spell without expending spell slot once, and you need a long rest before you do it again. You can take this invocation more than once. Spell you gain must be from a different level. How many invocations you got? Just one more, right? So this used to be a class feature, now you have to spend your Eldritch invocations on it. That seems like really feels bad, man. And are you stuck with this thing? Like the spell you pick, you're just hard locked forever? No, I guess you could just remove
you can
the Arcanum and then
You
swap
can remove Arcanum.
it. Yeah, you could swap it
and
for
then-
itself, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could swap it for itself. I feel like that's a reasonable ruling.
Yeah. It's a little bit wacky. That's invocation. It's like the fucking Agonizing Blast. It's like another invocation that you're like pushed into using. Especially as you level up.
Yeah, I guess the reason they made an invocation instead of a class feature is you do have like a lot more spell slots than like Old Warlock.
Yeah, you got a lot of crappy spell slots. But you can cast
Yeah.
shield, which is a power increase.
I guess it's like it's a it's a change from like a Nova like caster that runs in there and blows everything up to like a utility caster.
Yeah.
Or like a more like specialized caster, I guess.
I just think the experience of like, oh, you have no class features until level 11, but luckily you can spend your invocations that you used to spend on other stuff on the class features you used to have.
Yeah.
A little bit lacking. One with shadows. When you're in an area of dim light or darkness, you can use your action to have the invisible condition until you move, take an action, a bonus action, or a reaction. So until you do anything, basically.
Yep.
It's okay. Like, it's a very narrow subset. It's like a rope trick, but indefinite, kind of, until you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Hell, if you lay down, you could probably sleep, but then, you know, if you roll hard enough, does it count as a move action? I don't know, it seems like very limited in use. It's competing with Mystic Arcanum, so. Otherworldly Leap, you can jump. Why would you pick this when you could just do the levitating one? I don't understand.
Because levitating only gets you...
Vertical? Yeah.
It can get you 20 feet, and... Well, no, but levitating's slow. Jump, you can just kind of, like, do.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, it's just, like, I don't know. I think the visual imagery is cool. Because it turns you into a Githyanki, right? Because the Githyanki can jump at will, I think.
They can also Misty Step.
Yes.
I'm just saying...
Also, I think the jump spell just needs to be reworded, because as is, it kind of sucks.
A little bit.
Because it's like an action to give yourself a bigger jump for one turn or something stupid, or it might be a minute, but either way, it's
I think it's like a minute.
It's a fucking Batman roof jumping Warlock.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like doing that. That's neat.
It's neat until you encounter like a 30-foot wall.
Yeah.
It's weird that it's a 9th level prerequisite.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Being able to jump like that's a lot of power, okay?
Yeah, just like all the time. I mean, yeah, kind of.
I guess. I don't know why that's not just a...
Disguising yourself infinitely
It's
for
so
free.
stupid.
Level 1.
Yeah, disguise self
Jumping higher and further.
Yeah, jumping higher,
Level
ninth
9.
that shit.
Gotta lock that down. Can't let people be jumping.
Yeah. Who knows what antics PCs could get away with if they could jump 30 feet horizontally. That's too much power.
Yeah.
Repelling blast.
The level lock on that's a little much.
When you hit a
I could say
creature.
like maybe 5th.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it needs one.
It doesn't need one. If Mask of Many Faces should be in the one with the 9th level. They should like swap these.
Yeah.
Because it's more
I can see
plausible
Mask of Many
for.
Faces being like Alter Self at 9th level.
Well, Alter Self is the 15th.
Yeah, it's 15th level.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So Repelling Blast, you can push a large or smaller creature up to 10 feet away from you. Well,
They finally added that.
Yep.
there used to not be a limitation.
Requirement. Yeah, you can blast ancient dragons and
Yeah,
beat away
that-
other
Knock them
monsters.
around.
It's good to lock this down. Pushing is too strong. I hate that the meta is like fucking pushing people through the spell
The
effects.
push meta?
everywhere. It's so dumb. Like, how does it do more damage to push and pull someone out of a Spirit
Than
Guardians?
to just stay in it the entire time.
Yeah, makes no
it
sense.
doesn't. It's just
Silly
It's a
wording.
game.
it's just the way that's worded, and it's DMs with like no fucking spine to use logic and reasoning.
No. Visions, Distant Realms, you can cast Arcane Eye without expending spell
Oh,
slot.
that's so good. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
That's really good.
you could do this, or you could be the level 1 Chain Warlock and do something vastly superior for free without spending an invocation.
You know, when you put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, yeah, your chain is invisible, just like
Yeah.
the eye,
It moves faster,
and
Can-
it moves fast.
intelligent, can attack. It has the one thing Arcane Eye has over it is that
the
the Arcane
1
Eye is
inch.
smaller.
Yeah, it can go through
fit-
1-inch holes or whatever.
Can fit through eye-sized holes. There's not many holes. If a fortress is good enough, at level 15, you shouldn't be encountering that many eye-sized holes. It's probably better doors.
I'm thinking like under doors.
Yeah, but a good door doesn't have an inch under it, right?
How many good doors
I mean,
are in
like-
fucking D&D universe though?
Yeah.
Like
with
Gnomish
fucking
bathrooms.
druids and shit around.
Because you don't want the door like scraping against the ground, so you only
No, you
take
make it
the
where
time
it's
to
like
seal it.
1 centimeter too high or something. Or you have one of
Anyone?
those flappy flaps.
Gnomish bathrooms? No?
No much bathrooms.
You have the door flap that stops like
For
bugs
like
and shit.
exterior doors, but I'm saying for like interior doors, like go from one room to another. There's no.
If
reason to do
you're
that.
if you're encountering level 15 characters, you're probably pretty paranoid of what they can do.
Look, I think you're giving these like kobold construction workers way too much credit.
If level 15 characters are killing kobolds, they
No,
need
you're not
divine
killing
retribution.
kobolds. You're killing the dragon that used kobolds to build its lair.
Okay. That's fair.
The thing that are building these are not high level.
That's true. That being said, I think a dragon would have very particular like expectations for how their doors are built. Considering
I think
like,
a dragon wouldn't have doors in the first place because they're really big.
some
fit in
doors
them.
for their minions
Maybe.
or dragon-sized
If the
door.
minions want doors, put a door. There are no dragon-sized doors. Come on, let's
You
not
can
be crazy.
build a
here.
dragon-sized door.
Let's not be crazy.
You just have to have a lot of WD-40.
Gotta grease them up.
Yep. Witch sight, level 15 or higher. True sight, range 30 feet. That's pretty good.
Good.
Immunity. Oh, I skipped over Speak with Dead for free. Infinitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Infinite
fair.
Speak with Dead for free.
How many dead are you encountering and what
Yeah,
to speak
I mean
with?
that's the thing though.
The
is
whole
that in the
battlefield.
spell, you can't just like the movie.
The dead can always refuse you.
Yeah, and they can, and it only like works
Mask of many
once
faces.
for like a long time. No fucking way.
You mask of many faces as an enemy. Say, brother.
Oh, okay. No, I
what
thought you were
happened
saying
here?
that would get around the like they only will speak to you once thing. You mask them in
No,
faces.
that
so
would
there's
be-
somebody else to
Oh,
try
I'm a
it
different
again.
guy.
Yeah. And
That would be
okay.
fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
the magic is fooled.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were saying. And I'm like, no, there's no fucking way.
No, that would be retarded. I agree.
No, the mask of many faces to be an enemy though. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Well,
Just
I
gotta
mean,
have a
the
good
party
reception.
in TND 6 used that trick before you fucking joined the campaign. They dressed as a cultist and then
Oh, yeah.
cast Speak with Dead.
That is true. We did do that.
Yeah. Still didn't figure out what the fuck happened there. So,
Nope.
It's RIP.
Man, True Sight with 30 foot, it's like really good.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's just good. Immunity to illusions, most illusions, ability to see in the dark as normal,
Wait,
I
what
think.
illusions does True Sight not see through?
Like Phantasmal Force, I think, bypasses it because it's not like outside of your brain, it's inside of your brain.
Oh, hey, patron.
Yeah.
Yep.
Finally there. 1 hour in. See, so third level, you get a list of spells. Doesn't count against. Wait, does you always have certain spells ready?
Yep.
Yeah, you always have it prepared. It doesn't say it doesn't count against your thing, but I imagine that was the
Yeah.
intent.
It can't.
Recasting and cast
Pretty
one of the
ridiculous.
spells without expending a spell slot, but you must finish a long rest. So it's another extra spell slot, which is nice.
Yep.
Get Burning Hands, Command, Scorching Ray, Suggestion, Fear, Stinging Cloud, Blight, Wallfire, Flame Strike, Plague. These are all good. I mean, there's a couple like less good ones, but still. The extra spell thing, I don't think was in the original Warlock, who needed
It was
more.
definitely not. Yeah.
So that's nice. Yeah. Wait, did they remove? No, they never had Fireball, right? For whatever fucking reason.
Fiend had Fireball, but regular Warlock did not have Fireball.
Well, they don't have Fireball anymore. Oh no, because they already have it. Because
Yes.
they are fucking Wizard spell list. Yeah.
Yep.
Why do they
But-
even need all these extra
But
spells?
now you can't do that without you can't get Fireball without taking a Mystic Arcanum until like very high level.
Yeah,
And then
level
you can
9.
only do it once a day. Yeah.
That's fair. Level 3, Dark One's Blessing. When you reduce an enemy 0 hit points, or an enemy drops 0 hit points within 5 feet of you, you gain temp HP equal to your spellcasting ability modifier plus your Warlock
Same
level.
shit.
It's stronger.
Yeah,
It
it's
used to just be either just your ability modifier or your Warlock level. It wasn't
Oh,
both. Now it's both.
let me double check. Like either or like you don't remember which.
I don't remember which.
I think it was just the modifier, but let me double
I think
check.
it
probably
was the
just your
modifier.
modifier. Yeah, Warlock level's big.
That's
Warlock level's pretty big.
humongous amount. That what Pact of the Blade Fiend Warlock seems good.
That's what I'm playing.
No, it's Charisma modifier plus Warlock level.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that is the same. The only thing that was improved is that
Interesting.
like enemies dying next to you. If someone steals your last hit, you still get it,
Yes.
assuming
which
you're
is
within
good.
5 feet.
Yeah.
That is really good because it can happen more than once per like round. As you get
Yep.
smacked, some other enemy dies. A lot of resiliency, which makes Blade semi-viable, I think.
Yep.
Maybe even fully viable. Dark One's Own Luck. You can call on Fiendish Patron, alter fate in your favor when you make a check or saving throw. So when you make a saving throw, you can use this feature to add D10 to your roll. You must do so after seeing the roll before any of the results are announced. You use it a number of times equal to your spellcasting ability modifier, and you regain all uses when you finish a long rest. Was it just once before?
Yeah, before it used to be like once for a short or long rest, which was not great.
So now it's like probably up to 5 times per long rest.
Yeah,
That's pretty fucking good.
it's pretty good. I mean, it's still just a D10, but I mean, you know.
D10 is a lot.
Yeah.
It won't help you in like a strength save that you're not proficient in, but there's a lot of situations where D10.
There's a lot of times where it'll let you like eke out a fucking success where you would have failed.
Yeah, and because you can use it so many times, you might even maybe use it for an ability check too.
Yep, very true.
Fiendish Resilience. You can choose one damage type other than force. You gain resistance until you choose a different one. Okay.
Wait, why do you get to pick anyone you want? And then
It used to
swap
be
it
that way
out.
too.
Yeah, but
That's
it used
exactly how
to
it
not
It
have
says
the force.
however the fuck you say that, resilience of fiends. But like fiends don't get resistance in all damage except force. They get like 2.
Yeah, it's true.
They get fire and poison. That's
Dude,
it.
why did
Or
they
get
add the
immunity.
force limitation?
I think it used to be that way too.
No, it does not.
Really?
I'm looking at it. It used to be that
I don't know. Well, maybe that's just thing.
magic weapons and silvered weapons pierced it, but now it's like only force damage pierces it.
I like the silvered weapons pierce it thing. That's cool. I
Yeah.
think it's just over that way.
You're probably not going to pick physical because it's not physical. It's bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, right?
Yeah.
That's like maybe if
So
you're
you have
going
to
to the
pick
hill
one.
giant lair, you'd want bludgeoning resistance.
Yeah.
But other than that, I feel like there's a variety of damage types usually.
Yeah.
That hurl through hell.
Well, I mean, it's cool.
Curl through hell is
but
funny.
It's weird.
Isn't it the same as before?
Basically. There's like a little stipulation on it now that's different, but
If the
yeah,
target's
you can
not a
ca-
fiend.
You can also do it with a 4th level spell slot.
Oh, okay. I feel like 10d10 psychic damage is. Wait.
A lot.
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's a lot. At the end of your next turn, target returns. So it's a 1-turn stun. Just automatically, because they're just gone. And it does
Well, it's not
10d10.
stun. It's like a banish.
Yeah.
And before there wasn't a save on the damage. They just took the fucking damage. Now there is a save on the damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's ridiculously good. That's worth a 4th level spell slot. Fucking banish someone for 1 turn.
Yep, and then
Is there a
possibly deal
limit?
10 to somebody.
Oh, it's when you hit a creature with an attack roll, so you can use the feature without even using your action.
Yep.
So you Eldritch Blast the
I
dragon.
believe that it used to be that way too.
You send it away for 1 turn, takes 5d10 psychic damage, so uses legendary resistance or whatever.
I really like the mental image of just like being somewhere in hell, and then a dragon just goes poof, like right in front of you, and goes "Ooh," for like 6 seconds.
seconds.
Demons are also
Again.
screaming confusion
Yeah.
and fear.
Yeah,
Honestly, with the amount of like wizard like conjuration and like plane shifting shit that goes on, I feel like fiends just get used to seeing shit popping.
just
out of
random
existence.
shit popping in and
That's
out.
It's
true.
like they're just getting called upon sometimes. Some guys just casting gate on them once every 200 years, and they're like, "Oh, this guy again."
Yeah.
I'm packed to renew my lifespan lengthening.
Yeah. There's like a
Fact.
fucking elf wizard or something that you just become like fucking coworkers with because he summons you as often as he can.
It's based. I feel like this
Having
is.
someone,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, having someone learn your name is just
Yeah, it's
it
fucked.
really
a
suck as a
disaster.
demon.
They just summon you all the time.
Yeah. I feel like this is a really powerful feature.
It's a very powerful feature.
A very good feature.
I think it's cool, just the flavor behind it.
Hmm
Yeah. Though it's a little bit weird because you can plane shift to hell and you don't take 10d10 psychic damage.
Well,
Well,
you
but
found
you're not getting hurled.
Yeah, you're getting hurled.
I don't know. It has
I don't
to
know. I
be
feel
really
like it's like
fucking
yeah, somebody
hurl.
carved out a specifically like extra devious corner of it. You know, that's like
Everyone who gets the hurl through hell, they get dumped into this one
that's
zone.
the corner.
Well, I like to think you're just going like 200 miles per hour and you're just passing by thousands of torture chambers and you're just witnessing the most ungodly, horrible shit in the span. And maybe to you it feels like, 10 years, but it's really just one turn.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Just a lot of fiends and a lot of pitchforks.
Yeah. And a lot of
They're all like jerking off as you pass. No!
Yeah, like licking their lips as you pass.
This is you in 100 years.
That's 10d10 psychic damage worthy, I think.
Yeah, possibly. Okay. So is Warlock more powerful or less powerful?
I think it's more powerful.
I mean, the spell
Definitely
list
so.
is definitely better.
I
For
feel
sure.
like it just depends on like what you want to do with Warlock. It's
Yes.
making it a half caster as opposed to like the weird short rest caster they were is like a huge change. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's
I
a very like
I
split
saw
down the middle
a bunch of
opinion.
people bitching about it on the internet.
Yeah, a lot of people
and
hate it.
I honestly don't agree.
Yeah, I think that's
I
fine.
think that this is kind of a good change for them.
I
think
feel
that
like-
it makes them an even more customizable class, which is like crazy.
Right. Chain went from shitty combatants with OP scouting to amazing combatants with OP scouting.
Scouting, yeah, kind of.
Yeah. The temp HP seems really nice for a Pact of
Yep.
Blade as well.
Yep.
The the Gaze of Two Minds thing's a little bit silly. There's a lot of shenanigans
yeah.
potential.
I mean, there's a lot of shenanigans, but I think that's kind of fun. But because they're not like brainless shenanigans, like you kind of have to like
that's
set
true.
up stuff for it.
And they do have
So-
like 2 or 3 fucking spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The half-caster thing is definitely a limit. You can no longer fireball at level 5 twice.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
Yep.
Overall, it's interesting. Plus, it
Yeah, I
gels
think it's
better
a
with
very interesting
multi-classing,
change.
too.
Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, you can multi-class in it, which is cool for flavor reasons.
It's a little
then-
bit... Is Paladin fucking Paladin lock? Is that just, like, the best now?
Maybe, I
It
don't
was
know.
already the best, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
What
like,
was Sorkadin
even more so.
before? Fuck, I mean, Dragon Sorcerer Paladin is also ridiculous.
I mean, Hexadin was always like a power gamer build.
Yeah, now you just pick
Yeah, Power
Pact
Gamer
of Bladed
builds are
in.
fucking stupid, but yeah.
Oh, they basically have it in this. No longer is it Hexblade, now it's just Warden.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's true. But I don't know. We haven't seen the Paladin like thing, so maybe they've
Yep.
done some shit to.
I don't know. Overall, it's interesting. I'd have to actually see it in play. I'm not enough of a gigabrain to like say if this is more powerful or less powerful. I feel like it's just different.
Yeah, I kind of feel so too.
The only thing I would bitch about, other than the things that they did not change, I'm just gonna say it again. Fucking Warlock shouldn't have the same spell list as Wizards. It's dumb.
I
Yeah,
feel like
there was like
having
Warlocks.
an expanded spell list for them is kind of cool, but I don't feel like they needed literally every single spell.
There were fucking cool Warlock specific spells. What happens to those?
They're in there now. Now the wizard can fucking cast them too.
Fuck that.
Unless they do something later to make it like, oh, well, this is a warlock only spell, because they did do that with the sorcerer spells. and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
instead of
that.
doing
But they're still
that,
on the
they just
spell
had
list.
invocations as the class features.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So that's the Warlock.